When the sun rises, King Bronn gives Lordain the command of the cavalry, whispering in Robin's ears, "If you want one day your son Jasper to become Warden of the East and Lord of the Vale of Arryn, you have to kill my enemies, all of them." Banners of House Rhiann and Tarbeck, followed by reach houses, adorned the center. All lords from Bronn's domain were summoned, even the previous King Gendry, to torment and enter. The Queen Emerald Stark, Howland Reed, and the Grand Master of Assassins arrived at Bronn's tent. Both parties engaged in parley, their words sharp and bent. "So you are the famous man of the High Hill, causing trouble in Dorne. If it wasn't for the wolves marching south, your friends wouldn't be alive by now. We will see about that. I assures you, if you bend the knee, I will name you Lady of Winterfell. Did not come all this way to surrender. You think a couple of thousand men can defeat me? Or do you rely on those two sellsword companies to win you victory? No one wants you for their king, the whole of the realm. From Dorne to the Wall, you should have stayed home. The north is too big and wide. It cannot be held not by an southern army." A rider joins the parley. It's Brienne of Tarth, followed with 30 wildlings in the field, led by Tormund Giantsbane. "Guess that's all the reinforcements you can get." King Bronn mockingly referring to the 30 free folk. "We're done here. You can all leave, but the man of the High Hill is not going anywhere." Bronn points to the King's Guard to arrest him. 2 of the King's Guard is killed by the other 5. They surround King Bronn's tent and one put his sword at the king's throat. "At your command, Grand Master." "Well played," Bronn laughing. "But you will not get alive even if you kill me. Your days is over, Grand Master." The man of the High Hill take the face off, revealing the true identity. "I am Arya Stark of Winterfell, the Master of the High Hill." The mountain clans of the Vale surrounds the king's tent and everyone is at each other's throats. A roar in the sky is heard. It's Drogon, but a bigger Drogon this time, claimed by Jon Snow, or should I say Aegon Targaryen. Bronn the Ruthless army crumble. They throw their arms in the ground one by one. The mountain clans of the Vale are the last ones surrendering. Robin Arryn kicks Shagga, son of Dolph, and unarms him. Bronn is dragged by Erold Stark beside Jon Snow and his dragon, facing his fate. "What you did to the Freeze is the only reason I'm not killing you, but a price you must still sate." The Night's Watch order will be re-established, but this time their purpose will be working in the harsh lands beyond the Wall, building roads and connecting the kingdoms, trade with the free folk community. You will have the job to repair the unmanned castles. You'll abdicate all your rights as king, and I promise that your sons Tyrion, Podrick and Jaime will all rule when they come of age. By that time Tarbeck Hall and Castamere will be restored, and your sons will continue the line of House Rhiann and Tarbeck, and their legacy sublime. Lorien Lannister would be Lord of Casterly Rock and Warden of the West. With the surviving Lannisters, their objective is to restore Lannisport, and all the Lannister lands, their strength put to the test. Lord Robin, Warden of the East, would end the mountain clan's strife. The lands King Bronn gave them will be shared through marriage alliances, bringing peace to their lands. Gendry Baratheon is named Lord of Storm's End and Lord Paramount of the Stormlands. Sansa and Erold Stark are officially named as King and Queen in the north. You will have dominion over all lands north of Greywater Watch, as long you swears an oath of fealty to the crown. The Company of Rose, whose the core of their forces consists of descendant of northern lords, is offered the old Bolton lands, who are carved into small pieces, hindering any future Boltons to recapture the land. Their captains and generals granted their own recitals. A member of House Umber is granted the last hearth. The only captain who's not granted lands in the north is a Bolton descendant. Instead he gets black-tied. Speaking of the Iron Islands, with its people exterminated, would be given to the clans of Skaggis. They would regain their rights to use ships, their freedom no longer in shadows. The Wolf Pack, who still keep many of their northern costumes, are rewarded with possessions and lordships, marrying into the locals, increasing the declining male population, healing the wounds of the war's vocals. Jon Snow punishes the Reach Lords for participating with King Bronn's betrayal of the thousands of men who died in the Battle of King's Landing. Their lands absorbed, a retribution unveiled. The former Ashford lands and House Meadows strongholds is absorbed to the Stormlands. Red Lake, Old Oak, and Goldengrove would be granted to House Lannister. Tumbleton would become part of the Crown lands, while the Tullys would receive lands north of the Gold Road. A minister, House Redwyne of the Arbor, can keep their lands, but have to swear allegiance to House Martell. House Carlin Stark will keep Brightwater Keep and Carshold. Jon the son of Samwell Tarly are named Lord of Hornhill. Finally House Manderley is named Lords of Dunstanbury. Highgarden and Wardens of the South. Jon Snow arrives to the capital with all the lords, marries Mira Reed sealing the alliance, and is hailed as Aegon of houses Targaryen and Stark, sixth of his name, King of the Andals and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm. The Prince of Dawn, Martin Martell, joined the coronation. Jon Snow reigned for many years to come, decades past, perhaps even a century, where prosperity and unity flourished, but alas, the tale did not conclude with the cliched words of happily ever after. All things have an end, a revelation, for eventually, darkness would return, as it always does, and the realm would face turmoil, as history often was. The shadows of uncertainty loomed ever closer. Time, that relentless master, had a way of unraveling even the most idyllic of dreams. Yet, the wise knew that all things, even the most glorious of epochs, must eventually succumb to the relentless march of fate. Inevitably, darkness stirred in the depths of forgotten realms, its tendrils reaching out to reclaim what was once lost. The realm, now lulled into a false sense of security, whispers carried on the wind, tales of ancient prophecies and forgotten omens as the realm braced itself for the tumultuous chapters yet to be written.